Hey, what's going on, guys? I am back to cover the Prize Picks plays for NBA today. We got a monster slate. It's been a minute since I posted Prize Picks videos for NBA, but had some more time today being off of work. And I'll be heading to DC later for the weekend, so I'll actually be able to play these entries because I'm in PA, and for some reason, it's one of the few states that is not allowed yet, even though everything else is. So I'm excited to actually be able to submit these entries once I get to DC later. But I will be going with, I have 5 picks that I like right now. We're still having, they still haven't had all the guys on here yet. We're still missing like Zion and some other notable guys and the fantasy score props and stuff like that. But I'll probably make a few entries. This will most likely be one of them, one that I feel good about as long as the props don't change too much by the time I get there. But the first one that we're looking at is a points and assist prop. And this one we are going to Oklahoma City. And we are taking Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. His number is only at, once I get there, it's only at 35.5 for a guy that's been, sometimes he'll put up 36 points, 37 points in general, not even counting the assists. So I love that number. If we look at his game logs, 42 combined points and assists last game, 37. He had one bad game against Memphis, which is 21, but then 49. He's been averaging a ton of assists recently, just missing Terrence Mann and having more ball handling responsibilities. 45, 45. Just keeps, missed once, only played 28 minutes against Toronto, but then 44, 38. He's always been a fun player to roster for Prize Picks, and then I like his points and assists better than his points and rebounds. It's only one more than his points and rebounds, and he's averaging, a ton of assists recently coming off of a double-double. So that's the first one I'm looking at. Shai Gilgeous, I don't mind his other props if you wanted to look at his points or his rebounding looks okay at 4.5. I think that was also one I was looking at. Next, we are going to just looking at some points made props. There's a few that look decent here, like Haliburton at 18.5. I think you can get behind that if you wanted to. You also have like some of the Grizzlies players here with like Morant at 29. I mean, he's going up against the Pelicans and he's put up some big scoring numbers this year. So you have those couple of guys that look decent. But one that I like a lot is Darius Garland. Something that's contributing is definitely the fact that he's just been such a good shooter this year. I mean, in general, he's always been a good shooter, but this one's absolutely greened out. Going up against the Bucks, it's a fast-paced game. It should be a competitive game. Cavs have played very well this year. He's averaging 28 points per game in his last 5, and we're getting a number at 23. I know we had a huge 41-point game in there as well, but it's basically him and Donovan Mitchell chucking a lot, and there is no Caris LeVert again today, so it's going to help Garland just get more opportunities to shoot. So I have a ton of confidence that he'll at least get me 23 points without LeVert there and going up against the Bucks in a fast-paced game. The third prop is a rebounding prop, and this one we are going to Memphis, and we are taking Ja Morant over 5.5 rebounds. This is like a marquee game tonight, going up against Zion Williamson. Ja Morant Williamson go back and forth. Expect both of those guys to have big games. For some reason Zion's props are not up yet, but I love his overs, especially without McCollum. But I love Ja Morant over 5.5 rebounds. I mean, he's aggressive. Typically can flirt with triple doubles in any type of big game and games that he, overall is playing big minutes and doesn't look hampered at all with his ankle injury. He only missed one game and came back with a monster game. And he also got yesterday off, just like everybody else. So I do expect him to get me 6 rebounds today. So those are the 3 that I have locked in so far. More rebounding props you could look at. Vanderbilt's typically been a big rebounder for them. There's only some concern that they could go small. Olynyk has been hitting his rebounds, but he's not a fun player to roster with his rebounding just because he's so hit or miss there. The fourth prop is we are going to points and assists, and this one we are taking Tyrese Haliburton at 29.5. This is a good matchup against Brooklyn. It should be a fast-paced game. The Pacers play up-tempo and they have bad defense, so expected to be one of the higher-scoring games of the night. Haliburton has 14 assists in 3 straight games, as well as taking a good amount of shots. The last game he struggled with his shooting, but he'll always be right around this number if you look at his game log. So, ton of assist opportunities. He's also been scoring, averaging almost 20 points per game. If you add those two up, you're looking at 31, which is, over the average. It is a good matchup against the Nets as well. And, if he continues to rack up these assists, he won't need to do too much with the scoring to get you over 29. I mean, if he has 14 assists again, you just need 16 real-life points to hit the over. Maybe if he just has 12, he can still get it done with the points. So it's a great matchup. He has been shooting the three really well this year. Expect him to at least get me 30, I'd say, points and assists. So that is number 4. And then for the 5th and final prop, we are going to Utah, and we are taking Jordan Clarkson over 21.5 points. No Mike Conley again for the Jazz. Clarkson stepped up. Everybody's talking about Markkanen being the case for most improved player, which definitely is, and he should be in the running, but I think Clarkson fits that bill as well. I mean, he's been so good this year, shooting really efficiently, taking those tough shots at the end of game, clutch shots, and stepping up when the team needs him the most. Not having Conley there, they don't have Sexton's props up either, so I do like Sexton's probably assist or his points as well, just stepping in for Conley as long as it's a reasonable number. But in what should be a high-scoring game, Utah and Warriors have already played a few times this year, I believe, and check that they haven't played at all either. This year yet, but the Jazz have played coming off 2 straight losses. They still played some good games before that. I mean, they beat Phoenix, they beat the Blazers in a back-to-back game set. Coming off a disappointing loss against the Pistons, they're still looking really good in the West, 12-8, but they definitely still want to win those games, against the Pistons and teams that they should beat. Clarkson, with all the shots that he takes, gets to the free throw line a bit, shoot a lot of threes. Expect to be a high-scoring game, so that reason I'm taking is over 21.5 points. Expect it to be a close game as well. So those are 5 props I'm looking at. Feel pretty good about them. We'll see. I'll add some more on Twitter once we get a full board posted, but right now we have SGA over 35.5 points and assist, over 22.5 points for Garland, over 5.5 rebounds, Ja Morant, over 29.5 points and assists for Tyrese Haliburton, and over 21.5 points for Clarkson. So that's what I got. Let me know what other ones you're looking at down in the comments. Best of luck. You can follow on Twitter at the DFS Process for updates and for new picks later, and I'll catch you all next time.